Hey, good morning. Welcome back to our shop just outside of Kennesaw here in North Georgia. Well, I've been pretty busy over the last couple of days getting some of this furniture that we're going to just take out and flip real quick, getting it done. I'll take you through and I'll show you the pieces, and then we'll talk a little bit about flipping. I've had some questions from some people about my thoughts on the business. So I'll take you through the pieces one by one, and then we'll have a little chat. Okay, this first piece is a 3-drawer solid pine sofa table. Sofa tables sell very well here. This table needed the legs touched up and it needed the top refinished. It was an easy refinish. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to sand it off. I had to use stripper. The finish was so tough. But this is a pretty high quality table. It's got 3 drawers. And this will sell for, I think north of $100 in the store that I'm going to bring it to. I paid $20 for it, which is more than I normally pay for a sofa table, but the quality attracted me. This 5-drawer dresser was actually solid pine or fir. It's probably from the 50s. It was in horrible, horrible shape. Basically what I wound up doing on this is sanding it, priming it, putting on a coat of a light green, almost a mint green, and then I used some glaze. I'm not sure if you can see the glaze under there. And then we lacquered it as we have in the past with these types of things. I replaced all the drawer pulls. I picked these drawer pulls up for next to nothing. They had the lions with the ring through their mouth. There were 10 of them, and they just did not look appropriate on this dresser or this chest of drawers, so I've got those saved for another project. Over here is a $5 jewelry chest. It was missing a piece of hardware, and this door had broken off the hinges. So I replaced the hinge screws, and these sell very well. Just a little bit of touch up here and there, and that'll sell north of $100. This here is a particularly pretty piece. This is a Kohler. It's the same brand as the ribbon mahogany dresser that we redid. You can see the Kohler tag right there. This piece probably dates from the 60s because I found some documentation in it from 1967, some report cards actually. This is painted in the same color green, although I added some black to it to deepen the color. It's got the original hardware on it, which I left in brass. It's got beautiful serpentine top and 3 drawers, or 2 drawers on the bottom. This first drawer is actually a double drawer. It's gigantic. When I bought this, the entire base, it had sat in a laundry room, and the base is a curved plywood, and it completely delaminated, and pieces were missing. So what I was able to do is glue it all back together, fill in the missing pieces with Bondo, as you see me do before, smooth it out with sanding paper, and we then painted it. It's an absolute gorgeous piece. This will sell for close to $200. Have a pair of these ubiquitous maple or tropical wood bar stools. I paid next to nothing for these. They threw them in with the chest of drawers, which I paid, $15 for. They threw them in with the chest of drawers. They go for 15 bucks a piece. But what the heck, pick them up, they're free money. Very little needed to be done with those. I just touched up some spots with lacquer. And then while we're out, and again this kind of gets into the flipping part of this video, there was this milk can, which any of you that have done dairy know all about this, and mastitic milk, because I did a lot of dairy work in my day. This was $15 at a yard sale. That'll bring us north of 50 or 60 in our booth. And then this industrial style lamp, probably from the 50s. It's got an old cord plug on it. As you can see, no ground, that dates it. I picked this up for $5. These will usually bring 50 or 60 in one of our booths closer to Atlanta. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you can find when you're out there. So all this furniture took me a little bit less than 2 days of work to complete, and we've probably got there's probably $350 worth of profit sitting here, so that'll give you an idea what these things can bring and how much work's involved bringing them back. Let's talk a little bit about flipping. I've gotten some questions about my thoughts on the flipping business, and without getting into a long lecture, just a couple of things that I think I'd like to share with you from our experience. The first thing you got to know before you get in this business is, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to have a small home-based business? Are you looking to become an internet tycoon with a big Amazon or eBay store? Or are you looking to work towards a brick and mortar store where you actually rent or buy a building and fill it with furniture and knickknacks and curios to sell to the public? We've chosen not to get involved in anything that has a huge overhead, so we work out of our homes. The best rule that I can share with you regarding flipping is to buy cheap. You make your money when you buy. Don't think that you're going to buy expensive items and then make enough of a margin to justify it. You've got to buy cheap. You got to know what your margins are. You got to know what costs are involved: transportation, repair, and storage. This is a piece of furniture. I'll make some money on it. I have a truck. If I didn't have a truck, it wouldn't fit in a small car. It's simple things like this that you have to know before you get yourself involved. Limit your inventory. That's another great rule. Inventory is a liability, particularly when it comes to furniture. It takes up space, and while it's stored and while it's being moved, it is often damaged. A small chip on a piece of furniture that you've spent hours refinishing can just make you insane. It's way too easy to overbuy. You'll become easily overwhelmed. So remember, keep your inventory down unless you have a shopping business where you have people coming to you or shopping on the internet, and it keeps your costs down as well. Know your markets. Know them inside and out. That's the key to buying decisions. You know when you spend $20 on a table like this that you're going to be able to make money on it after you put the time in it to refinish. Know what price you're going to can expect, and know how much time it's going to take to sell. A $2,000 mid-century modern bedroom set may stick around for a month or two before you find the right buyer. Something like this you want to get flipped really quickly. Diversify. Diversify the items that you buy and diversify the markets that you sell in. While we were out buying this furniture, we also bought this antique or vintage milk can. We paid $15 for this. This will sell for $60 or $70. We bought a vintage industrial lamp because it was $5. We're out there. I know that's a $50 lamp in one of our booths. You're out there, buy what you can sell. Diversify what you can sell. Diversify the markets that you sell in. We sell in a consignment store. We sell at an auction. We sell in a rural booth. We sell in an urban booth. And we sometimes sell out of our house as well. When one of these sales places is up, the other ones are down. So we diversify and we can smooth out the bumps in the road. Know when to pare your losses. When you've got a piece of furniture that hangs around for too long, or a small that hangs around for too long, get rid of it. Price it down. Take it to the auction. Take it to the consignment store. Get rid of it. Pare your losses. Learn your lesson and move on. Get your money back and reinvest it. Know your personal limitations. Do you have a truck? Do you have a bad back? If you're not strong, don't get involved with furniture unless you've got the money to hire somebody, because it's a lot of work moving it around. If you are don't have time to go out shopping on the weekends, keep that in mind. Sourcing. Understand that the value of something is not absolute. For example, this piece of paper, at a yard sale, it's $1. At an auction, it's $3. At an estate sale, it's $5. At a retail store, it's $7. At Macy's Fifth Avenue in New York City, it's $10. Why? Because of the shopping experience. On the yard sale end, I'm coming to your house to look for something that you don't want. I expect it cheap. On the high end of it, I'm coming to a very expensive building that costs money. I'm enjoying a unique shopping experience, and I'm going to pay more for the item there, the convenience of finding that item right next door to the fancy coffee house that I just had lunch at. So understand where you source is going to affect the price you pay. If you hunt, you've got all the expenses of hunting on you. You drive, your time, your negotiations, the cash outlay. If you take it up one step higher and you have pickers that hunt for you and call you, expect to pay more than yard sale price. They have to make money too. You're paying for the convenience of not having to find this stuff for you. Normally, you can also find stuff on the internet through Craigslist That tends to be a little bit more expensive than yard sales, sometimes more expensive than auctions, depending on how desperate the people are to get rid of things. If you do shop estate sales, know that the prices on the first day are very close to retail. As the estate sale continues, they usually drop the prices. By the third day, it's 50% or more off. You can usually find value there, particularly in smalls. If you're going to be posting and selling out of your home, your internet ads, make sure you've got good photos, stage them as nicely as you can, super good descriptions, and the key is measurements. Believe it or not, people need the measurements to make buying decisions. When somebody inquires about a piece that you have for sale, respond quickly and promptly. You must have a smartphone in this business. Keep good records. Number one, taxes. Don't get yourself jammed up not collecting taxes. When we sell in the booth, when we sell in the auction, when we sell in the consignment store, they collect sales tax for us. That burden is off of us. When we sell out of our house, all we have to do is report the income. We keep good records for our expenses. We keep good records on mileage. We take care of business that way. The next thing you have to know is that the records can serve as a dashboard for you for your business. If one part of your business is lagging behind the rest, it should show up in the data that you keep, and then you can make a decision to adjust it, change it, or perhaps abandon it. Finally, adjust your business. Trends in this business are up and down. 5 years ago, antiques were hot. Then they went out of favor. You could buy a Duncan Phyfe dining set for 30 or 40 bucks, but you could fix it up and still sell it for 300. Now you can't sell it at all. Shabby chic was hot. That's on the way out. French provincial is hot right now, but it's on the way out. Believe it or not, some of the designers are telling me that people are going back to natural wood. It may be a spin-off from the mid-century modern, which continues to be hot. So monitor your trends, keep your ear to the ground, network, understand what's going on, and don't fight the trends. If your customers want coffee tables made out of furniture dollies, that's what you need to sell them. Don't try to stuff a 1980s round oak coffee table with a glass top down their throat. They won't buy it. If you see it at a yard sale for $5, you got to make a decision if you want to buy it. I'm not going to, because I know it's not going to sell. So that's just some highlights off the top of my head for a resale business. I hope you learned something, and as you build your business or make business decisions, if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, I'd be happy to answer them. So, from just outside of Kennesaw here in North Georgia, best regards. Thanks for watching.